What's up guys, Game Nut here and welcome back to some more Madden 18 Ultimate Team. We are finally back with another episode for you guys today, and as usual we are going to continue to make some improvements with our current team. Now if you guys can remember all the way back to our previous episode, a lot of you guys probably can remember that I really wanted to make a big time change with our offense, and that is going to include probably the most important position on your team, man, our starting quarterback, the guy that controls this entire offense. I mean, we originally had the 82 overall edition of Andrew Luck. It was power up tier 2, and I just got so fed up with the card, man. I mean, it just underperformed for me so much. It missed at least 50% of his throws. I mean, the card just was trash for me, man. I could not stand it anymore. I had to get myself a new quarterback for this team, which is going to bring this mystery man right here. Now, once we go ahead and reveal who the new guy that is going to be manning our offense is, it does turn out to be that it will be 83 overall Eli Manning. Shout out to those of you guys who were able to guess this correctly and knew that Eli Manning is going to be our new quarterback, man. You guys can see this is a non-auctionable tradable edition of the card. I ended up getting him out of my solo challenges, so the fact that I was wanting to get a new quarterback and I got him from solos kind of worked out, man. So, however, it's not going to be this exact edition of Eli Manning that will be joining our team. This got me thinking about the power-up sets, because as a lot of you guys do know, I'm a big fan of these power-up cards because I really just like completing these and getting those players that I'm going to be bringing to my team, like just those +1 stat boost. I don't know. I really like them, so that got me thinking about heading over to the Giants, and I noticed that Eli was one of the players for the Giants that you could get power-up versions for. And of course, once we head down to power-up tier 3, go into the NAT version, of course, because that's the card that we have of Eli, all we have to do is get a gold team token, which isn't too much. That's just a little bit of coins to spend, and then getting the power up tier 2 version. So in order to get that, we have to take a couple of steps back and, you know, work from the bottom, which the first thing we have to do is complete the NFL star set, which a lot of you guys probably remember this from the start of Ultimate Team. You got to choose one plaque from any single team in the NFL, which would give you a 70 overall version of an offensive and defensive player from that team. So we had to go ahead, put a silver team token in to get the 70 overall gold card of Eli. Heading forward to step number 2, we go to the power up tier 1 edition, taking that 70 overall we just got and another team token, and it now gives us power up tier 1, which is a 75 overall version of Eli Manning. You guys can see the stats as they will gradually get better and better as we can continue to complete these sets. As we go into step number 3, now we have to get Eli Manning power up tier number 2. We go ahead, add a gold token, another silver token, the 75 we just got, and now we're starting to get some elite versions of this Eli, man. We saw the red flash and he's now up to an 80 overall, and the stats are getting even better. And finally, last but not least, we got the 80 overall power up tier 2. We had some more tokens, another silver, another gold one, and we've got the non-auctionable tradable elite version of Eli that we have already on our team. Once we complete this set, we now have ourselves an 84 overall power up tier 3 edition of Eli Manning. You guys can see the stats on the back of the card, but that got me thinking even more, man. We're not done just yet. I was going ahead and completing some of my team leader solo challenges specifically for the Giants, and as I saw this, you know, we've got 2 offensive linemen. We've got Eli Apple, Sterling Shepard. I noticed that one of the choices here was 86 overall Eli Manning, and you know, when players get new versions of cards as the year progresses, usually Madden will go ahead and give them another power-up set. So I decided to choose the Eli Manning, the 86 overall, and once we head back down to the power-up sets, I saw that this guy had a power-up tier 4 version. So not only did we just get ourselves the 86 team leader, we now take our power-up tier 3 edition, throw it into the set with the team leader we just got, and that now gives us an 87 overall version, power up tier 4 of Eli Manning. You guys see the stats on the back of the card. It is so much better than what we've been working with, man. And what is the difference going from the non-auctionable tradable elite that we had going to power up tier 4? Was it worth doing all of this, spending all those coins, man? You guys can see he definitely has a plus like 5 in almost all of his stats. It's definitely a big time boost. So that is going to be our brand new starting quarterback, man. We have an 87 overall Eli Manning controlling this offense with that conductor chemistry as well. That is going to definitely be a big time help for us. So now that we finally have our new quarterback under control, I'm so glad that we finally got rid of that Andrew Luck card, man. But as we head over to my item binder, you guys can see here we've got a bunch of these chemistry collectibles going all the way from tier 1 up to tier 4. Now with these collectibles, we head over to our sets where we have chemistry 101 with a bunch of sets consisting of tier 1 all the way up to tier number 4. Now with these collectibles that I got from doing my solo challenges, we get to add these into the sets, and we are going to be getting some new players for our team. Now the interesting thing about these chemistry players is we can either choose to have a lower overall version of this card, which we will then be able to put up on the auction house, sell it for some coins, or we can take a higher overall version of that card, which will have better stats, but then we won't be able to sell it, and we just pretty much have to keep it on our team. So I decided for all of these chemistry players, it would be better to just suck it up, take the ones that are going to have better stats and be higher overalls, and not be able to sell them. So completing tier number 1, the choices that we have to choose from here is going to be an 80 overall Dwayne Allen at tight end, or an 80 overall middle linebacker Jared Davis from the Lions. So for the first tier, I decided to go ahead and pick up a second middle linebacker. We've got Ray Lewis as middle linebacker, but you guys know I run a 3-4 defense. I need a second middle linebacker, and the second one that we have was a pretty crappy gold card, so it's about time we got ourselves a new second middle linebacker to roam around with Ray Lewis. So going to tier number 2, we're going to start going up in overalls as well as you guys see this go on. Now we get to choose between an 82 overall fullback Mike Tolbert or an 82 overall defensive tackle Star Lutulele. Now again, like I just said, I run a 3-4 defense, which means my defensive tackles hardly ever come into the game. So the pretty obvious choice for me here is to get myself an elite fullback finally for this team, going with the 82 overall Mike Tolbert. Decided to go with the pound the rock chemistry as well, because you guys will see here, it will match up with our new running back that we get here in just a minute. But you guys can see Mike Tolbert's stats, man. I think he could definitely get a couple carries. I mean, the dude's got like an 88 stiff arm. That's kind of crazy good, man. So as we head to the next one, this is now the tier 3 cards. We can either choose ourselves an 85 overall wide receiver Torrey Smith or an 85 free safety George Iloka. Now, I don't know if you guys remember from the last episode, but we just got ourselves that Byron Jones team leader at free safety. So getting this free safety of George Iloka would somewhat be kind of a waste, man. So the obvious choice here is again going to be a new wide receiver for our new quarterback. We just got Eli Manning with Torrey Smith with an 88 speed, man. I also decided to go with the go deep chemistry because that is going to match up with Eli. It's the same chemistry, so these guys will have a pretty good connection with each other. And then finally, the last tier, which is tier number 4, we get to choose to have ourselves an 88 overall cornerback Joe Hayden or an 88 overall Marshawn Lynch. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys, you don't need any explanation here. You guys know who I'm going to be picking up, and it's going to be 88 overall beast mode. We are evolving our current running back, which is already Marshawn Lynch on the team, and getting an even better version of him. Again, went with the pound the rock chemistry, like I just said, because that matches up with Mike Tolbert. You know, it only makes sense. We're going to get a couple of stat boosts in certain areas, but as we compare this to the 84 Marshawn we already had on our team, it's definitely a big time upgrade, man. And Marshawn Lynch has already been dominating this offense. I'm excited to see what now this even better version of Marshawn is going to do for our team, man. I think it's going to be fantastic. So we go ahead, plug in all these new additions to our team, and things are looking even better. But we're not done even yet, man. We've got a lot of upgrades that I've been doing since you guys have last seen me. That's why it has been taking so long. I've been doing so many changes with this team, and it continues with the team leader. So last one I completed, it was the San Francisco 49ers, which once we go ahead and see the 86 overalls that we have to choose from, we can either get ourselves DeForest Buckner, Eric Reed, Jimmy Ward, Carlos Hyde, or this left tackle Joe Staley. Now, for those of you guys that have been watching me stream and play Madden over on Twitch, you probably will all understand this choice here, because I've been playing online, man, and my offensive line has been absolutely cheeks. They've been getting eaten alive by these guys that have these Twitch Prime legends, Reggie White, Richard Dent, Mean Joe Green. I mean, all these guys usually seem to have them at their defensive line, and they eat my offensive line alive. Like, literally, it's been terrible. So it's about time we finally start getting some upgrades, starting with our left tackle here, getting Joe Staley. And of course, he's got himself some power-up sets. I mean, it only makes sense. Like I said, I like these power-up cards. Decided to go ahead and put power-up tier 3 plus the team leader into the set, giving us now an 87 overall left tackle with Joe Staley as he's up to power-up tier 4. And he also has himself that identified chemistry, man. So that is definitely going to help notice who our opponent is going to be using before the play even happens. But as we take a look at the difference from the team leader to the power-up tier 4, he only goes up about +1 in every one of his stats. But last but not least, man, one final upgrade to the team is coming. Like I said, man, we got a lot of upgrades in just this one episode. It's definitely going to be a pretty long one for you guys, but I decided to go ahead, complete the team leaders for the Philadelphia Eagles, where we can choose Nigel Bradham, Malcolm Jenkins, Timmy Jernigan, Darren Sproles, or Zach Ertz. I'm not going to lie, man, there's definitely some pretty good choices in here that I would have liked to have taken from the Eagles, but ultimately, I decided we had to get ourselves a tight end, man. I mean, we've been rocking with the gold tight end up until this point, and I think we really need to get ourselves Eli a new weapon. So I went through the same process. We went from power up tier 1, 2 to 3, all the way up to power up tier number 4. Once we added the final version plus the team leader, we now have ourselves Zach Ertz up to an 87 overall. You guys can see the stat difference once we go from the team leader to the power up tier 4. He goes up about +1 in most of his stats again, but his speed did go up +2. So that is finally going to complete it for this lineup, man. We made a bunch of changes, man. We've got our new quarterback with Eli. We've got a new run game with Marshawn Lynch. Mike Tolbert is going to be protecting for him, as well as Joe Staley going and protecting for both Marshawn and Eli. We got a new receiver receiver with Torrey Smith, and we've got Eli a new tight end to use with Zach Ertz. Over on the defense, however, there's been like nothing, man. We have been giving zero love to this defense. The only thing that we got today was this Jared Davis as our second middle linebacker. But don't worry, next episode, we're going to start giving some attention to this defense, man. We really have to start getting some upgrades over here. But as we head back to our head-to-head seasons, we got a clean slate currently right now, man. A fresh new season. I'm ready to get this Eli Manning show on the road.
We are set, ready to rock for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup, and these guys on your screen ready to rock as well. Some of the stars of today's game. And speaking of the game, let's get right to it.
Finally, we are at the gameplay part of this episode, man. I felt like I had to give you guys a little bit of an extra long episode since it's been so long since I've uploaded an Ultimate Team episode for you guys. But starting off today's game on the offense, we're immediately getting to see Eli Manning go to his new tight end, Zach Ertz, for a nice pickup of a first down. So a play later on 2nd and 10, we're giving it to our new and improved version of Marshawn Lynch, and he is still continuing to just be an absolute monster and picking up the first down. A couple of plays later, going with the PA end around, 3rd and 5 for Eli Manning. And dude, I need glasses or something. What am I doing here? I'm not gonna lie, I thought Cam Chancellor was gonna come down and cover Marshawn Lynch, and as soon as I committed to throw to the tight end, Cam Chancellor faked me out, jumped back to Zach Ertz, and covered him and got the easy interception. Thankfully, we were able to not let get pick 6 happen, but regardless, it really didn't matter too much because it only took a play for my opponent to go in with LaDainian Tomlinson into the end zone for the game's first touchdown. So that was definitely not the start we wanted to have here. So as we're back out on offense, it's time to go back to work with Eli and start dotting up my opponent's defense, man. I'm not throwing any more interceptions. So as we go ahead and find Mohamed Sanu for a nice pickup of a first down, after 2 more plays getting sacked back-to-back, it's a 3rd and 25, but that's okay because we go right back to our slot wide receiver, Mohamed Sanu, for another pickup of a first down. That was definitely a big-time first down we had to get right there in that situation after getting taken down for 2 sacks. And like I was saying just before when we got Joe Staley, how my offensive line is cheeks, we have to continue to get these upgrades because we still are missing like a center, a right guard, and a right tackle, and it's definitely showing. So we're getting taken down for our 3rd sack already here in the 1st quarter. But the next play, it's okay. We find Zach Ertz across the middle of the field for a very nice completion. He was able to break free. And in the 2nd quarter on 2nd and 8, we go with a run play to the man, Marshawn Lynch, and this guy, yet again, I mean, I just continue to say it, this man has been controlling this offense nonstop and getting all of the touchdowns for this team as we tied this game back up 7 apiece. So at about the 2-minute warning of the 2nd quarter, my opponent really liked running with LaDainian Tomlinson, and we were just hitting all over this man with Ray Lewis, but we couldn't get him to fumble once this game. So the next play, 2nd and 8, he goes right back to Torrey Smith. I believe that's probably the same Torrey Smith that we currently have on our team right now. A play later, 2nd and 11. He's got that flashback Cam Newton sitting at quarterback right now.
Gotcha, bitch.
He tried to throw it up to his receiver, but my man, Eric Weddle, I absolutely love this guy, dude. Our strong safety, Eric Weddle, always making plays in that secondary, comes up with the interception, and we were able to close out this half, not letting up any points. I mean, that would have been really bad if my opponent had gotten a touchdown right there, and then starts out on offense at the start of the 3rd quarter. This could have been a really bad turn of events for us. Like, this could end up being like a 21-7 game had Eric Weddle not gotten that interception. So, next play on 2nd and 9,
Gotcha, bitch.
we get the user pick with Ray Lewis. I have been getting so good usering with this Ray Lewis card, man. We got ourselves our first user pick. That is interception number 2 in this game.
I think I got my swagger back.
One play for Eli Manning. We chuck it up to our giant receiver that is Kelvin Benjamin. He beat his man one-on-one, and we go in for the touchdown. And as I'm saying, we get ourselves a touchdown. We come back out on defense and get another user interception with Ray Lewis, man. We are starting to turn things around here and start playing really good. So we got ourselves our 2nd pick with Ray Lewis in this game. 1st and 10. I see some man coverage. So Eli he's going to throw his 2nd interception to Cam Chancellor, man. Okay, I mean, honestly, that play was money. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Zach Ertz had his man beat one-on-one coverage. That should have been a touchdown, but Eli, I probably shouldn't have thrown that because it was off of his back foot, so
Gotcha, bitch.
I kind of should have expected that to have not been a completion, but if it was, it would have been a touchdown, but guess what? It doesn't matter because this defense is continuing to make plays. Our new free safety, Byron Jones, gets this defense's 4th interception in this game, and this time he takes it for a house call. We get the pick 6, and the score is now 21-7.
Gotcha, bitch.
And my opponent was trying to have a last-second effort to win this game. I mean, he had to put up a touchdown there in that drive as he was taking up a lot of time left on that possession. You can see there was 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but Eric Weddle, my man at strong safety, makes such an acrobatic interception. He tips it to himself. It hit him in the hands. He didn't catch it, but then slides down and then catches it for the second time. I mean, that was a crazy play, man. Eric Weddle has been amazing for us. So we got ourselves our 5th interception in that game, and as you guys obviously saw it, my opponent decided to pause the game. He had enough, and we got ourselves the rage quit, man. So there it is. The offense, the new players that we brought in, man, have been amazing. Eli definitely had a pretty good game. I have to blame the interceptions on myself. We can't really blame those on Eli, but Marshawn Lynch has been great. Joe Staley was fantastic for us, especially with that identified chemistry. Zach Ertz was fun as well, and Torrey Smith, he's got some jets on him as well. But that is going to do it for today's episode, man. I hope all of you guys did enjoy. Next time, we are going to start showing some love to that defense, man, and start getting some upgrades over there. But once again, thank you guys all so much for watching. I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.
Backlash written on me, caught robbing on a glass bowl. I've been ballin', free my ladies in the counter now. I'm already out, already on the countdown. I'ma set it right. Got the backlash written on me, cold.